My beloved child, I know you are weary. In this busy, fast-paced world, it seems that everyone is in a rush, constantly striving, speaking, and fighting for attention. The noise can be overwhelming. The endless chatter, the constant bombardment of information, and the pressure to keep up with the world can leave you feeling empty, alone, and spiritually drained. But hear this now. It is in the silence that you will find my voice most clearly. You see, I am not distant from you, nor am I silent. I speak to you in the quiet, gentle moments when your heart is open and your spirit is still. When you trust in me fully, it is then that you hear the whispers of my love, the promises I have made to you, and the direction I have laid out for your life. Think of Elijah, my servant, who sought my presence on Mount Horeb. There was a mighty wind that tore through the mountains, a violent earthquake and a raging fire, but I was not in any of these. It was in the quiet, the stillness after the storm, that my voice came to him in a whisper. 1 Kings 19:11-12. This is where I speak to you too, my child. In the calm, after the storm. When the distractions fade away, and your heart is receptive, you will hear my voice leading you, guiding you, and giving you strength. Just as I spoke to Elijah, I speak to you in the silence, for I know that it is in these moments that your spirit can hear me most clearly. In our modern world, silence is often misunderstood. The world tells you to keep busy, to fill every moment with activity, and to never stop moving. But this leaves no room for my voice to enter. Silence is not emptiness. It is space where I can fill you with peace. The American Psychological Association has highlighted the importance of silence in helping reduce stress and promoting emotional well-being. Studies show that even brief moments of silence can decrease heart rates, lower blood pressure, and foster deeper emotional resilience. But my child, the silence I offer you is not simply for physical rest, though that is important. It is for your soul. I invite you to rest in my presence. When you trust me completely, you allow me to calm the storm within you and fill you with my peace. In the silence, there is strength. It is when you let go of your need to control, when you release your burdens into my hands, that you experience true strength. In the quiet moments, I renew your spirit. I restore your heart. You do not need to strive or work endlessly to receive my love. All I ask is that you trust me. Be still and listen. Consider the story of the Apostle Paul. He faced numerous trials, imprisonments, and persecutions. Yet it was in his moments of solitude that he discovered a strength greater than any earthly power could provide. In Philippians 4:13, he declares, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Paul understood that his strength did not come from his circumstances, but from his unwavering trust in me. He found peace and purpose in the quiet moments of reflection, in the stillness of his soul. My child, I want you to know that trusting me fully does not mean you will never face struggles. Life will still have its storms, and the path may not always be clear. But when you trust in me, when you lean on me in the quiet moments, I will give you the strength to endure. You will face challenges, but you will not face them alone. You will walk through the fire and come out unscathed, because I will be with you, guiding you, comforting you, and filling you with strength beyond measure. Let me show you the true power of silence. It is not the absence of noise, but the presence of my love. When you trust me fully, you open yourself to experience a peace that transcends understanding. It is in the quiet moments, when you let go of the noise of the world, that you can hear my voice calling you to a deeper trust, to a greater faith, and to an unshakable peace. My beloved child, I know that trusting me fully can feel challenging, especially when the world around you is filled with so much noise and confusion. But I promise you there is incredible power in trusting me with everything. In the quiet, you will find my presence and my guidance, and that is where you will discover the true strength I have for you. Think about how nature works. The most beautiful flowers grow in the quiet, unseen places, deep within the earth. They don't grow in the loud, chaotic spaces. The roots take hold in the stillness, reaching deep into the soil for the nourishment they need to bloom. So it is with your soul. When you allow your spirit to be still, when you take the time to listen for my voice, you will grow deeper in faith. You will become grounded in my love, and from that foundation, your life will blossom with strength, peace, and purpose. In today's world, the pace of life can be overwhelming. We are constantly told to do more, be more, and accomplish more. The pressure to succeed and keep up with others is immense. But remember, my child, I am not interested in your busyness. I am interested in your heart. Your ability to trust me, even in the quiet moments, is what brings true strength. Trusting me fully means surrendering your desire to control, and it means allowing me to lead you, step by step, in my perfect timing. There's a scientific principle called cognitive overload. It happens when you try to juggle too many tasks at once, and it can lead to mental fatigue, anxiety, and decreased productivity. This is what happens when you allow the noise of the world to drown out my voice. But in the silence, you give your mind the space it needs to focus, to hear, and to find clarity. In silence, you find a sanctuary where you can be renewed and restored. Look to the example of Jesus, who often withdrew to quiet places to pray and seek the Father's will. Luke 5:16. Even though he was the Son of God, he knew the importance of silence and solitude. He knew that to carry out his mission effectively, he needed to be still and listen to the Father. My child, if even I needed to seek silence to hear God's voice, how much more do you need it? In your own life, there will be moments when everything seems uncertain, when the path ahead is unclear, and the future seems uncertain. But it is in these moments of stillness that I am working, even when you cannot see it. Trusting me fully means surrendering your worries, your doubts, and your fears to me. When you do, I will guide you, and I will provide for you in ways you could never imagine. Just as the Israelites wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, they learned to rely on me, not on their own strength. They learned that trusting me fully meant trusting in my provision, even when they could not see the way ahead. In the quiet of the wilderness, I fed them with manna from heaven, and I led them with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Trusting me in silence allowed them to see my hand at work, even when they were in the most barren of places. My child, I am calling you to trust me in the same way. When life seems uncertain, when you cannot see the way ahead, trust that I am leading you, step by step. It is in the silence, in the moments when you feel lost or alone, that I am closest to you. Trust in my presence, and know that I will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:6. My promises are sure, and my love for you is unchanging. I want you to remember that silence is a gift I give you. It is a space where you can encounter my love, receive my guidance, and find peace. The world may try to fill your life with noise and distractions, but I call you to quiet your heart, to be still, and to listen for my voice. As you trust in me, as you embrace the silence, you will find that your strength is renewed. You will find that your peace is unshakable, and you will find that you are walking in the fullness of the life I have prepared for you. My beloved child, I hear your heart. You are longing for clarity, for a deeper understanding of how to trust me fully, especially when life seems uncertain, overwhelming, and at times, even frightening. But I promise you this: when you learn to embrace the silence, when you quiet your spirit and open your heart, you will discover the strength that can only come from me. In the stillness of your soul, you will hear my voice more clearly than ever before. You will no longer be swayed by the distractions, the worries, or the burdens of this world. Trusting me fully doesn't mean that you won't face challenges. It means you will face them with me by your side, giving you peace, guidance, and the strength to keep going. Imagine a river. A river doesn't rush, it flows. It trusts in the path laid before it, even when that path is winding, even when obstacles block its way. A river doesn't struggle to control its direction, it surrenders to the flow, trusting that the path is already laid out. In the same way, when you trust me fully, you allow your life to flow with my guidance. The river doesn't panic, it simply flows with grace and purpose, knowing that each bend is part of the journey. This is the kind of trust I desire from you, my child. A trust that isn't based on the things you can see, but on the promises I have made to you. Trust that even when the waters of life seem turbulent, I will guide you through. Trust that even when you don't understand what is happening, I am working all things together for your good. Romans 8:28. Trust that I will never leave you nor forsake you, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. Theologians throughout history have written about the transformative power of trusting God in silence. One of the great Christian mystics, Thomas Merton, spoke often of the importance of silence in cultivating a deeper relationship with God. He said, "The spiritual life is not a life of activity, but a life of contemplation." What he meant was that it is in the stillness, in the silence, that we are best able to hear God's voice and align our hearts with His will. In silence, we learn to move away from the noise of the world and toward the divine whispers that can only be heard when we are still. Think about the way a seed grows. It begins in the quiet darkness of the soil. It is in that silence, that obscurity, that it begins its transformation. You don't see it, you don't hear it, but beneath the surface, life is taking root. Eventually, that seed pushes through the soil, breaking free into the light, but it couldn't have done so without the quiet, hidden work happening first. Trusting in me, child, is like this. It is the quiet moments that prepare you for what is to come. You may not see the change, but trust that I am at work, molding you into the person I've called you to be. In the 21st century, our world glorifies constant activity, noise, and movement. But let me tell you something. True transformation often happens in the hidden, quiet places of your heart. When you make space for silence, you make space for my presence. The noise of the world often drowns out the soft, gentle whisper of my voice. But when you choose to be still, when you take time to quiet your heart, you make room for the deep, soul-stirring work I want to do in your life. In the United States, Research has shown that constant busyness and distraction can lead to burnout and spiritual exhaustion. Many people feel lost in the noise, unsure of how to reconnect with themselves, with God, or with their purpose. The Center for Healthy Minds at the University of Wisconsin has published studies indicating that mindfulness and quiet reflection can dramatically improve mental health and emotional well-being. This is a scientific confirmation of what I've been teaching you, my child. Silence and stillness have the power to heal, to restore, and to strengthen you in ways that nothing else can. But let me remind you, child, this stillness isn't a passive retreat from life. It's an active choice to trust in my presence, to let go of the need to control, and to embrace the peace that only I can give. Trusting in my silence means believing that I am working in the quiet, behind the scenes, even when you don't see the immediate results. Trusting me fully means surrendering your doubts, your worries, and your desire for immediate answers. It means having faith that I am preparing something beautiful for you, even in the quietest seasons of your life. Consider the example of Mary, the mother of Jesus. In the quiet moments of her life, she pondered and reflected on all that God was doing in her life. The Bible says, "But Mary treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart." Luke 2:19. She didn't rush to share every thought or revelation. Instead, she allowed the silence to teach her, to deepen her trust in God's plan for her life. Through her quiet reflection, she grew in faith and became a powerful example of trusting God fully. In the same way, my child, I invite you to ponder the blessings I have already given you. In the quiet moments, reflect on the ways I have been faithful to you in the past. Trust that I will continue to be faithful in the future. You may not always understand my timing or my ways, but trust that I see the big picture, and my plans for you are good. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Now I ask you to be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. When you surrender your fear, your doubts, and your need for control, I will give you the strength you need to face whatever comes your way. I will fill you with a peace that the world cannot give, and I will lead you to the life I have prepared for you, one step at a time. And finally, my child, I urge you, don't keep this message to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear my voice today. Let them know that in the silence there is strength. In the stillness, there is peace. And in trusting me fully, there is power that transcends anything this world has to offer. So, my child, let your soul be still. Trust in my love, and let me guide you to the life I have for you. And as you listen, as you trust, and as you embrace the silence, you will find the strength to face any challenge, knowing that I am with you always. If you found strength and peace in these words, don't forget to share this message with others who need to hear my voice. And remember to subscribe to God's sacred voice for more messages of hope, love, and trust. I am here, speaking to your heart, leading you toward the life I've promised you.